this week for you, I was talking about your tweets as we were building up to this conversation. You were really trying to give the perspective and bring me into the conversation around the perspective of navigating finances, period, as a black man and really as a black individual, since that was across the globe. And then this week you had a tweet, and I don't have it here in front of me, it'll probably be through the magic of editing on the YouTube video, where you were defining the difference between black and African American. And that one blew up, and I think it had like 100,000 impressions.
Jeez.
So for the people who weren't privy to that conversation, can you first break down what you either tweeted or said, or what you meant by black versus African American? I know you got some time to think about it, and then we can kind of go from there.
Sure. So the tweet was made, I won't say in jest, but I have a very provocative kind of education style. And that comes from my father and my grandfather. They have very provocative education styles as well. So we were having a conversation one day, and I don't know how it came up, but we talked about another famous actor. I forgot what her name is, but she's South African, and she's white. And so we got into just kind of talking about how we choose to identify. And I said, man, I know that's gonna go on fire if I put that on Twitter. And so, of course, I swapped out this actress's name for Elon Musk, because anything Elon Musk goes viral anyway. So the tweet was, someone asked me, how do I define blackness? And why I choose to use the term black versus African American. And my answer was that Elon Musk is African American. And then it just went crazy. And surprisingly, the majority of the support in that tweet came from white people, right? There were a lot of retweets, a lot of likes from white people. And a lot of the opposition, in fact, all of the opposition really came from black people who were, and I'm still to this day kind of confused, although maybe have a little bit more clarity. I don't know if they were more upset with the fact that I had referred to Elon Musk as African American, or if they were upset with the fact that I had referred to myself as black. And I had both kind of responses in the comments and in the quote tweets around, how uneducated or insulting or whatever the statement was. And really, nobody who attacked my tweet took the time out to ask me, what was the intent behind it, which of course doesn't happen on social media, or asked me like, what is the message, right? There was just blanket judgment around, my ignorance in making the statement. But I did share, I think, in that thread that, first of all, we black people tend to be emotionally attached to titles and terms, and that there is a difference between nationality, ethnicity, and race, and that for the sake of a document or a program or a system, right? I use the example, if a grant or a scholarship opened up for African Americans, who would be eligible for that grant or scholarship? And so, of course, I understand the connotation, right? The common usage of the phrase African American and who that's speaking to, right? But, the loophole is in that if it's on paper, it's subject to interpretation based off of the way that it reads on paper. And so does that speak to immigrants, like recent immigrants from Africa, and any of the countries that exist within the continent, right? So Nigerian, Ethiopian, Kenyan, whoever, and their, recent status as an American? Does that speak to the many Caribbean people who are lumped into the category of black, but have that Caribbean history and ancestry? Does that speak to white South Africans who come over here and, Elon Musk has citizenship in South Africa, Canada, and the United States. So he could, by all rights, say that he's African, and he would be eligible under kind of the black and white of what that grant would read. So it was really to provoke thought. and I just didn't expect it to go as crazy as it did. But none of the tweets that go viral you expect to go as crazy as they do. But that was kind of the gist of it.